to be a single person in 2014 that's going to pay the penalty? A single uninsured American that is going to end up paying the penalty in 2014 at this point?
Chuck, I can't talk to you about how many people are going to be subject to the penalty. I can say that in Massachusetts, you saw a rapid decrease in the number of uninsured because when they had choices, people signed up. And that's what we are seeing today. Chuck, you alluded to California. Let me just give you what's happening this week. 13,000 people on Monday, 19,000 people on Tuesday, 20,000 people on Wednesday, 3,000 per day in Kentucky, 2,000 per day in Connecticut, and a huge, huge uptick in the federal marketplaces. And so with that kind of increase and the fact that there's a 6-month open enrollment period, so 3 more months left in a functioning website, people have options, and they're taking advantage of them.
If this catastrophic policy proves popular, are you going to keep it in the law for 2015?
So I can't speak to that right now. It's a transitionary policy that applies to folks with cancellations. But again, remember this. Once people get into the system, start receiving the new benefits that are part of the Affordable Care Act, and then see going into 2015 with a new round of competition, a new round of rates, some insurance companies entering markets, essentially they're going to have a whole range of new options to look at. And so we always knew that with the folks in the canceled universe that were in the individual market, every year there's a 30 to 60% turnover in that market to begin with.
Right.
These are people who stay in these plans for less than a year on average. That's the type of market that it is. They're always looking for the best option and opportunity. The Affordable Care Act now gives that to them every single year.
But what do you tell the insurance companies that they set their rates based on one set of rules that the administration was supposedly going to follow, and now stuck with rates that say maybe their actuaries, they would change their rate structure at this point had they known the rules that were in place now? And that's why I think some of these insurance companies in the industry feels as if in many ways you guys haven't been on the level with this.
Well, here's what the insurance industry is doing right now that I think gives you a different view of that. First of all, with the same universe of people, they are reaching out to these consumers and they are signing them up in droves in plans outside of the marketplace. It's happening in California. That's happening in North Carolina. They know who these consumers are, and they're reaching out to them, and they're doing it aggressively. That's the first point. The second point, if there was this tremendous concern about all of the volatility, you would not see the huge uptick in advertising that has been reported for insurance companies. They are voting with their advertising dollars because they know and they are seeing as enrollment picks up that this is not only a viable market, it's something that works, and they're part of it.
Can I ask a sort of a process question? Yesterday afternoon, a bunch of senior administration officials at the White House gathered reporters to give an update and brief people about what was going on with the law. But somehow this change was not included in the briefing. You guys waited until late last night. Why not, if you were going to have a health care briefing on the implementation of the law, why leave this, frankly, big news out of that briefing? It just seemed odd.
So, Chuck, nothing odd about it. It was an extensive briefing, went over a myriad of subjects about transitions, talking about all of the outreach that we're doing to different individuals, both in December, talking about January. We talked about enrollment. We talked about what we're seeing.
But you didn't talk about a new catastrophic policy that was going to be made available to people.
And so there, Chuck, as you know, the exemptions built into the law are built into the law. There has always been a hardship exemption. People are now aware that there is this different option that came out of HHS as a result of a letter from United States senators who asked for clarification. That clarification was given, and we move forward from this point.